My name's Richard Perez. Today I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Moved from Seattle because I had a doctor, Dr. Sykes, who obeys my daughter, who's now the godfather of the Puerto Rican portion of organized crime. She learned, well, she was brought in at the age of 14 by her grandmother, Carmen Pizarro, whose relatives are Dennis Rivera, who's also in organized crime, the gentleman who ran against Bloomberg, um, Mr. Block, who's the manager or was the manager when I lived there at John Adams Project. The super is a cousin, and the maintenance man is married to a cousin. Also, everyone who lived on the seventh floor where I lived in John Adams were part of the family. Now, my daughter is robbing me of my Social Security with the help of workers at Social Security, has robbed my workers' comp with the help of people at Liberty Mutual, um, or banks laundry money for organized crime. That's why they were able to get away with robbing your homes, ending your jobs, and why they got money when they put this country into a recession. Now, several businesses also help out or work with organized crime. I learned when I went to New York for a hearing at Workers' Comp Court, which my attorneys and Workers' Comp Court made sure I didn't attend the hearing, and they threw the case and let Liberty Mutual win when they had not paid me. But they took orders from Carmen Pizarro, who lives in the Grand Projects and was the godfather of that portion of organized crime. Now, my daughter is the godfather. She became godfather this past summer and continues to steal my money from those companies I have mentioned, Social Security. And let me tell you, there are a lot of people in government that knows what's going on. Every place there is money in the government, Social Security now organized crime now controls it. There are businesses that gladly work with organized crime, phone company, internet companies, and as I said, banks launder the money for organized crime. Federal Mutual, which I have reported, was receiving two checks. And I only learned that because one of the tellers was not informed. So she gave me my right money, which was $1,400, and I think 100 of that was money from 1199 SEIU, which Dennis Rivera at one time controlled. He gave money for his cousin to run against Bloomberg. He paid back the bosses for the money they loaned him to run against Doris Turner. I learned all this afterwards. Now, my daughter has been persecuting me. Had the doctor put me in an insane asylum for 3 days because I worked in the hospital, I knew that I could ask for a hearing. But the DA dropped the case because he knew what was going on. There are too many people in government that won't tell you that organized crime controls our government. Organized crime, with the help of churches, also controls them. I learned this because when I was in New York, as I said, I stayed in some of those places, and the senior housing people in New York, part of the family. There's so much more I can tell you, but it's over 5 minutes, and I think I should cut it short. But if you want to hear more, demand from your elected officials to have me brought to Washington, D.C., so I can testify, and I'm willing to give a whole bunch of names. You take care, and that family, I believe, were the ones who burnt down the Bronx to help others get the insurance.